Hello, English learners. Hello, who finds learning English the hardest task to do? Hello, who hates making flashcards thousands of times and forgetting them over and over again? Hello to all who have wishes of learning English overnight. I did not introduce myself. Before that, I wanted to tell you a small joke. A mom takes her son to a blacksmith, hoping she becomes a professional in that field. After 2 days, the boy does not go to the blacksmith place anymore. A week later, his master sees the mom at the market and asks about the boy's absence. The mom's answer shocked the blacksmith. She replies that her son has learned everything already, that if he needs to make an iron rod, he makes iron longer and round, and if he needs to make a shovel, he flattens the iron. The master's answers to the mom was very meaningful. He says, well done, well done. He really does not need to come to me anymore. He was not only able to learn this work into 2 days, but also taught his mom what he had learned. So if you want to know who I am exactly the same boy. I have been learning the hardest language in the world for 2 years, and now I'm trying to teach you how to learn it. You have heard correctly. English is the hardest language. Why? Because everyone wants to learn it, and we, English learners, face information pollution when we search how to learn English easier in 1 month, even overnight, on the internet. You are laughing, but millions of teachers, programs, videos, and websites try to captivate our attention through clickbait. After running from video to video, websites to teachers, we all end up find ourselves shy and red and sweaty in front of the Walmart cashier. Yes, English is a rocket science. Unfortunately, when we all are back home and planning to move to the United States, we think we are ready to face all the obstacles and challenges we can imagine. Naively, language seems very easy to us. We think that if we live around native English speakers, we will learn it easily. But when we arrive, we realize that quick learning happens only to our kids, not to us. When we wake up from easy English fantasy, we realize that a lot more difficult, the language learning is a lot more difficult than we expected. All of us bring here dreams, but never think that the language barrier can kill them. Now it's time to think twice. Will we let English learning kill our dreams? Of course not. If it's a rocket science, we will become a rocket scientist. To introduce myself, I have to show you how my English was 2 years ago. When we landed in New York City the first time, we were looking for some food. We entered a Subway sandwich shop and tried to order. We were not able to say anything. We only use our fingers to show them what we want on our sandwiches. Of course, we did not understand when the server asked us about other things to put in it, and our answer was yes for each question. None of us wanted to reveal to others that we could not speak English. When our order was ready, we were not able to bite into it because it was huge and the taste was weird. So 2 years ago, I was there. I cannot say, and I'm not telling that I am fluent in English now, but others have been amazed with my progress and have asked me to share my learning experience with everyone. One more thing before to jump over my experience. I have to explain something about myself. My brain has been trained to function in a science-oriented manner where I tend to only retain process of pieces of information which have logical connections to each other. Among the subjects which come easily to me are math, science, biology, and chemistry. Liberal arts are not my forte. So if English is a rocket science for someone else, it means landing on the sun for me. Now let's talk about my experiment or my methodology in learning English. At first, I started to make flashcards. The small flashcards that I wrote the words in English on one side and in my language in other side. It didn't work. The more I made them, the more scattered-minded I became. Later I realized that I was able to understand English words when I read something and easily decode their meaning into my own language, but I was unable to do opposite. That's why we are able to decipher and understand pieces of English text, but are unable to formulate our own ideas into English. Later, I made a strategy. I started to meticulously translate words from my language into English, rather than extracting meaning from English phrases. Because learning a new language is not only about translating, we need to grasp an innate understanding of thinking in a new language. When I realized this, I had over 2,000 had made flashcards, of which I was able to memorize less than 1% of them. My first hope emerged when I realized that my old method was wrong and my second approach was more effective. Until then, I cried a lot, I felt hopeless every minute. I owe a lot of my retention of English to my flashcards and the method of translating from my language into English, not vice versa. My second invention was helpful for my speech. I know it's a little awkward to tell this to you. My second invention is mirror. So I did not invent the mirror, but I used it that no one used this for this manner before. My mirror had and still has a role as another person. I stood in front of it and talked to it hundreds of times of a day, hundreds of times over the same topic. I did this until I felt I could speak what I was trying or what I was saying to someone else without trouble. Believe me, it was very hard for me to persuade myself that this is the right thing to do, but to speak into the mirror does not mean that I'm going mentally insane. I learned that if you believe you can learn language from the weirdest methods. Another thing to be aware of is it is a consistency. I love to use this word every time, to be a consistent. So I believe most of you may feel you have failed because you do not exercise consistency. No matter what method you are choosing, stay on it consistently. Do not spend 4 hours one day and then wait, don't do anything, don't practice, and then start doing or learning English another 4 hours after a month. Do it maybe 5 minutes a day, but every single day. TED Talks. I wish I had a chance to donate millions of dollars to that organization. Maybe in the future I will. TED Talks have had a huge impact, not only my language learning experience, but also I found myself to dreaming to become a compelling public speaker in the future. Most importantly, TED Talks helped me grow my goals. And before I was familiar with speeches, my goal was only to speak and respond to the people at my daughter's school or maybe at grocery and so on. But now I push myself to do more and more, spend 10 times more in front of the mirror, makes more cards every day to become like the speaks someday. So why not? I have a big goal, so you have to have a big goal when you start to learn English. Don't learn English just to talk to somebody. Learn English as if you are going to give a speaking in a huge auditorium. I know for all of you, English is not the only problem. You have to deal with many issues. You all are main breadwinners of the family. You are missing your country. You have a cultural shock. Or most of you were in a high position in your country and it kills you to work as a washer or as a waitress here and so on. I know all your pain, and believe me, I went and I'm still going through all these pains. Try not treat your pain by try to treat your pain by learning English. I believe you will feel healthier and happier. I hope this video and the few methodology that I've used when I was learning English will be helpful for you and you will be successful. Best of luck. Thank you so much for watching.